Most boys learn who they are from the world around them. Teachers who praise, friends who invite, elders who steer. But the boy who will one day move through life as a Sigma often grows up in harsher territory. Instead of steady encouragement, he meets indifference. Instead of warmth, he finds unpredictability. And instead of a ready-made path, he's handed dead ends that force him to carve his own. Where others see loneliness and pressure, he slowly recognizes raw material, hardship that can be hammered into independence, silence that can be shaped into self-knowledge, and distance that can be stretched into a wide field for personal growth. People often debate whether Sigma males are born or shaped by experience, but tough childhoods consistently leave similar marks on those who become Sigmas. In this video, we'll explore 8 ways how brutal childhoods turn boys into Sigma males. Number 1. They always felt like outsiders. Long before labels like introvert or Sigma entered conversation, these boys sensed a subtle disconnection from their surroundings. Rules that classmates accepted without question felt arbitrary. Casual chatter struck them as empty. Group rituals never quite clicked. Because fitting in is the default survival strategy for children, that persistent sense of being misaligned often produced early isolation. Yet inside the quiet, the young Sigma began studying patterns, why people laughed on cue, why they repeated opinions, why belonging seemed to cost so much authenticity. The loneliness hurt, but it also supplied the first proof that his perception operated on a different bandwidth. Accepting that difference, rather than resisting it, becomes the seed of the adult Sigma's self-reliance. Number 2. Traditional schools couldn't hold their interest. Rigid timetables, standardized tests, and because I said so explanations collide with the way Sigma minds learn. Many of these boys mastered class material quickly, then drifted into daydreams, building mental models, conducting thought experiments, devising systems that had little room inside the official curriculum. Teachers misread the boredom as defiance or laziness. Report cards often underrepresented genuine ability. Being told they were average despite knowing they were curious instilled skepticism toward institutional approval. By adolescence, they grasped the fundamental lesson. Credentials and intelligence are not synonymous. That realization drives the grown Sigma to pursue self-education, measure knowledge by utility, and respect competence over titles. Number 3. They had to become self-reliant early. Promises were broken, help arrived too late, adults failed to protect. Each disappointment taught the young Sigma an uncomfortable truth. Outcomes improve dramatically when responsibility stays in his own hands. He learned to cook simple meals rather than wait for dinner, fix broken items instead of hoping someone else would, and solve personal problems without expecting rescue. The habit hardened into a worldview. Dependency is a gamble, self-sufficiency is insurance. By the time he reaches adulthood, asking for assistance feels optional rather than automatic, which outsiders misinterpret as aloofness. In reality, he is simply following the program experience wrote in childhood. Trust your own effort first, supplement later if necessary. Number 4. Chaos at home sharpened their adaptability. Unpredictable households, financial instability, frequent moves, volatile caregivers taught these boys to read environments fast and adjust without complaint. Morning might start calm and end in crisis. Plans could shift with a slam door. Instead of collapsing under randomness, they developed situational antennas, scanning tone of voice, noting subtle changes in routine, forecasting next moves so they wouldn't be blindsided. That constant microanalysis becomes adult Sigma situational awareness, an ability to enter any space, map dynamics quietly, and move accordingly. What once was mere survival skill matures into strategic flexibility others view as uncanny composure. Number 5. Adults underestimated them, fueling inner drive. Struggling grades, solitary hobbies, refusal to conform. These traits often earned young Sigmas labels like underachiever or problem child. Dismissive comments could sting, Yet they also planted an ember of determination. One day results would speak where explanations failed. When hobbies turned into proficiencies and self-directed projects produced measurable outcomes, the same voices that doubted were forced to recalibrate. That reversal reinforced a lifelong principle. External validation arrives after mastery, never before. The adult Sigma, therefore, invests energy in skill accumulation rather than image building, confident that competence eventually overrides every early misjudgment. Number 6. They built an inner compass when role models collapsed. Many future Sigmas looked up only to watch mentors falter, parents breaking promises, authority figures violating their own rules, community leaders preaching values they didn't live. Repeated exposure to hypocrisy threatened to breed cynicism, but it also kindled a fierce need for personal integrity. If outer examples couldn't be trusted, the boy resolved to craft standards from scratch. Honesty measured by action, loyalty proven over time, ethics backed by daily consistency. That self-script became the adult Sigma's internal compass. It guides decisions quietly, frees him from group morality swings, and explains why he seldom advertises his principles. They are for steering, not for show. Number 7. Isolation taught them to converse with themselves. Hours spent alone in bedrooms, libraries, or quiet corners weren't blank. They filled with robust internal dialogue. Without immediate peers to brainstorm with, the young Sigma played both sides of every question, stating, challenging, refining his thoughts until conclusions felt bulletproof. This private discourse trained focus, sharpened reasoning, and provided emotional regulation when no one else was available to listen. As an adult, he still relies on that inner conversation before seeking outside counsel, which can look like detachment, but is actually iterative self-coaching honed over years of necessary solitude. Number 8. Early hypocrisy made them obsessed with authenticity. Witnessing adults preach kindness while gossiping, preach discipline while indulging, preach fairness while showing favoritism left a deep imprint. The young Sigma cataloged the disconnect and vowed to avoid it. Authenticity, for him, means alignment. Words match deeds, beliefs map onto behavior even when no one is watching. This intolerance for performative virtue makes him allergic to superficial social scenes and quick to disengage from people whose stories shift with circumstance. The resultant sparsity of relationships isn't a failure to connect. It's a refusal to edit identity for easier acceptance. A brutal childhood can crush a spirit or crystallize it. For the boy who grows into a Sigma male, hardship becomes a furnace that burns away dependence, complacency, and borrowed belief, leaving behind tempered autonomy and a personal code he never needs to counterfeit for applause. He emerges fluent in isolation, fluent in self-instruction, fluent in reading systems that once tried to stamp him into uniformity. While others may see the empty chairs around him and imagine sorrow, he sees strategic stillness, space wide enough to move, think, and build without tripping over expectations that were never truly his. In that open expanse, forged by difficulty, he finds not just survival, but a freedom too expansive to trade for ordinary comfort. Do you agree with the points I discussed in this video? We'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. For more deep dives into the Sigma male mindset, be sure to check out our other videos. Thank you for watching and being a part of our community. If you're ready to continue your journey toward achieving greatness, hit the like button and subscribe so you won't miss out on future videos. Click here to see why Sigma males have nobody in their lives.